All right, you guys, straight to jail for questioning at least Erika.
Agree with Erika Kirk. Does this need to speed up? I mean, it's amazing. It's been 5 months. He hasn't even pled guilty or innocent. He hasn't had a preliminary hearing. Is that normal, and why is it taking so long?
In just a few days, social media went into overdrive with posts and a YouTube video alleging that Erika Kirk had been arrested while supposedly trying to leave for Israel. The claim picked up serious speed after conservative commentator Candace Owens brought up old screenshots on her show, sparking a wave of reactions and heated debates online. So what exactly are people online saying about Erika's arrest? She was reportedly arrested while trying to board a flight to Israel, and people online say it happened fast, like everything went down in seconds. The timing shocked a lot of viewers because it allegedly unfolded right in the middle of an ongoing FBI investigation. At the same time, talk was spreading that the Tyler Robinson trial was starting to fall apart behind the scenes, and that shift had everyone watching closely. According to the rumors, when Erika allegedly realized the case wasn't going her way, she moved quickly and grabbed the first ticket she could find. The story claims she thought she could slip out quietly, no noise, no spotlight. But online chatter says federal agents were already tracking the situation. People claim authorities showed up at the airport before she could even get on that plane, stopping everything before it went any further. Now the big question being thrown around is simple. Why did federal agents step in at that exact moment? Some online commentators are even asking whether investigators believed she had deeper knowledge about Charlie's death. That question alone has taken over social media feeds, with people dissecting every detail and every timeline. Speculation keeps building. Was she worried about possible legal trouble? Was she trying to leave the country to avoid getting caught in a bigger situation? The timing of the alleged flight attempt has people connecting dots and calling her moves calculated. Still, it's important to remember these are claims circulating online, and no official confirmation has backed up many of these dramatic allegations.
Erika's assistant and her mother, Tracy, Erika's best friend, told people in their orbit something quite interesting, actually. The reason that they told her that they didn't go is different from the reason that Erika didn't go, obviously. Tracy and her daughter told people that Tracy had a bad feeling. Like I told you confirmed that. Tracy had a bad feeling, and so she stopped her daughter from going to UVU. This is now confirmed.
Sources said close to federal authorities are claiming the Tyler Robinson case has taken a sharp and unexpected turn. Instead of all the focus staying on Tyler, attention has reportedly shifted toward Erika, and that twist caught a lot of people off guard. Even the defense team is now pushing to disqualify the prosecutors, which only adds more tension to an already messy situation. Insiders are saying the case has basically unraveled behind closed doors. According to the rumors, that pressure allegedly had Erika in full panic mode. The story goes that she packed her bags fast and booked a flight to Israel, hoping to leave before everything exploded around her. But things didn't go as planned. Agents reportedly stopped her and brought her in for intense questioning, and ever since then, the chatter online has not slowed down. What really has people talking is how prepared authorities seem to be. This didn't look like some random airport stop. People are saying it felt organized and calculated, like officials knew exactly which flight she booked and when she would show up. That kind of timing has fueled speculation that investigators may have been watching closely for weeks, maybe even months, building something bigger behind the scenes.
We were working off of a tip that Tracy may have been with Erika when Erika got the call from Elizabeth and Mikey McCoy, because they were both on the phone, even though that was never revealed to the public until later. Tracy, I am told, because she's privatized her public profiles, but I am told that she has denied that claim. Okay, let's assume Tracy's telling the truth.
When people started digging into her inner circle, even more questions popped up fast. One name keeps coming up again and again: Tracy Martin. She's reportedly been Erika's close friend for over 15 years, and that long history has people paying serious attention. Reports claim Candace said that Tracy was right there with Erika when she received the communication about Charlie. That detail alone has viewers connecting dots at high speed. And then things start looking even more suspicious. Tracy's daughter reportedly worked as Erika's assistant around the time everything happened. She was said to be scheduled to be at the same location as Charlie that day, but she never showed up. That absence has people talking non-stop. If she was expected to be there, why wasn't she?
And that she was not a big deal. That chat wasn't a big deal. Charlie was just blowing off a little bit of steam. He didn't mean it. He never once blinked on his support for Israel.
Online discussions are calling the timing way too convenient. The situation just keeps getting stranger, and every new detail is making the story feel even more intense.
Now, according to Josh, that 2-hour later call, that was just because Josh Hammer's brilliant. He's a mentor. He was a mentor somehow to Charlie when it came to debating, and he really just needed some good talking points. He was angry at Israel, but he was just blowing off some steam, and then he was back and wanted to focus on these talking points. And so apparently he needed Josh Hammer. He also needed this rabbi all the way in Israel who agreed to wake up at 4 a.m. his time to help Charlie.
Tracy and her daughter told people they stayed away because Tracy had a bad feeling. That was the explanation, just a gut instinct, nothing deeper, nothing planned. But that simple answer hasn't calmed the noise online at all. Now people are asking the obvious question: was it really just intuition, or did Erika allegedly give her some kind of quiet warning about what might happen at that gathering? The timing feels off to a lot of observers. When someone skips an event and that event later turns into a major situation, people are going to talk. And this is only one piece of the bigger picture. The coincidences seem to be lining up in a way that has viewers paying very close attention. When patterns start forming, that's when speculation grows fast. On top of that, supporters uncovered that shortly before the gathering, Charlie reportedly had a serious dispute with some of his Jewish donors. Reports say he sent a text in a group chat stating, "Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel movement." That message added another layer of controversy and made the entire situation even more explosive.
Tracy cannot deny is that her daughter is indeed Erika's assistant. I've confirmed that. However, it is a fact that she was supposed to go to UVU on September 10th. I remind you, this is Erika's assistant. Sends off text messages to his security chief, Dan Flood, also to Andrew Colbert, and he says to them that they are going to kill me. Who is they? Well, Erika wants us to believe.
That message flipped everything upside down. Sources close to him claimed that very same day he jumped on an emergency Zoom call with Rabbi Wiki. That alone shows the text hit hard at the top. Behind closed doors, people were reportedly scrambling. Phone calls were flying between major figures, all trying to control the fallout before it spiraled any further.
That he was referring to the left. Or maybe even an Etsy witch, right? Some Etsy witch who put a curse on him. Because don't forget, we were also told that the definitely not at all Catholic Charlie had a priest come over and pray over him as well after he has this debating pointers handed to him.
What really caught attention was Erika's response. She never publicly confirmed that any major crisis was unfolding.
and texting people saying he's going to die. He also was not at all Catholic and needed a priest to pray over him. And by the way, don't forget, he also apparently had no fears the next day, Erika says. She has his phone, but we got a priest praying over him. We have a declaration that he's abandoning the pro-Israel cause and that he feels that he is being bullied and he's done with it, and that Jewish people play into all the stereotypes. But we are also told that he had no fears the next day. Actually, he went to bed and he was just excited.
Instead, reports say she framed Charlie's message as simple frustration, saying he was just venting in a group chat and wasn't serious about stepping away from pro-Israel support. She even had Josh Hammer, an American conservative political commentator, back her up publicly with statements that supported her version of events. That move made the messaging look tight and coordinated. Now critics are questioning that approach. They're asking why there was such a strong push to smooth everything over instead of openly addressing the tension. Why the rapid response? Why did the statement seem so aligned? To some observers, it feels less like casual reassurance and more like strategic damage control meant to protect larger interests connected to the situation. But here's where the narrative hits a wall. Charlie wasn't new to politics or public pressure. He wasn't someone who needed basic coaching on how to speak or what to post. That detail alone makes the entire situation even more complicated.
Good at his job, and he enjoyed having the debates. He enjoyed cutting across the clips so people could wake up to what was happening on college campuses. But let's just stop this absurd narrative that he couldn't sleep.
He wasn't some newcomer trying to figure things out. He was a seasoned professional who had been in the political space for years. The idea that he suddenly needed coaching just to speak in front of college students doesn't sit right with a lot of people.
I've always been very clear on our stance. Israel, Jewish people. It's awful. Awful. Anti-Semitism is... What healing factor comes out of hating Jewish people? What healing factor comes out of hating Christians? What healing factor comes out? Hate in general? Nothing.
This is someone who knew how to handle a crowd with confidence and control. Charlie understood how to speak clearly, command attention, and shape a message exactly how he wanted. So why suggest he needed guidance? Why frame it like he was unsure of himself? Some critics believe that angle makes him look unstable or overwhelmed, and that's a serious shift in perception. For anyone saying that theory is a stretch, there's more that has people thinking twice. According to sources, after that communication ended, Charlie allegedly texted members of his inner circle, saying higher-ups had placed a bounty on his head. That is a huge claim, and if authentic, it suggests he felt intense pressure from powerful figures. From a strategic standpoint, his decision to walk away from the pro-Israel movement would have created serious consequences. That kind of move could have impacted funding streams, political alliances, and reputations all at once. Whether those claims hold weight or not, the timeline and the statements are why so many people are still locked in on this story.
They had fear. For some reason, Tracy Martin told her daughter, who's Erika's assistant, not to go to this event. They pull her back because Tracy senses danger. But if that's just mommy intuition, are we to believe that she did?
When you're talking about millions of dollars in funding, deep political connections at the highest levels, and an organization's credibility that took years to build, when you really sit with that reality, the message he sent hits different. The stakes were not small, and everyone involved knew it. If Charlie truly felt that powerful figures were moving against him, that points to serious pressure behind the scenes. People don't casually use words like a bounty on his head unless they feel trapped or threatened. That kind of language signals fear and urgency, not just frustration. It sounds like someone who believed the situation had crossed into dangerous territory. Now, look at the sequence. First, he sends that explosive text. Then comes the emergency Zoom meeting with influential names. After that, there's visible damage control and carefully aligned public statements. That order of events doesn't feel random to many observers. It feels structured, almost coordinated. Viewers are starting to think the fallout from that group chat was far bigger than what was admitted publicly. If he was seriously weighing a decision to step away from such a powerful political position, the ripple effect could have been massive. Partnerships, donor networks, and major financial backing could have shifted overnight. That's not minor tension between colleagues. That's high-stakes political and financial conflict playing out in real time. When you're dealing with organizations that handle millions in funding and help shape political narratives, losing a major figure like Charlie Wood would send shockwaves through the entire system. That kind of exit wouldn't just be personal, it would hit money, influence, and long-standing alliances all at once. So when Erika stepped in to calm the narrative and downplay the situation to the media and supporters, some critics started looking at her actions in a whole new light. Were those statements about protecting Charlie, or were they about protecting the structure built around him? That question keeps getting louder, and it's not fading away. The more people analyze her timeline and public comments, the more debate it sparks. Now, the pressure surrounding Erika is reaching another level. Reports claim investigators are reviewing phone records, mapping out detailed timelines, and examining who knew what before the gathering even began. That's when things move from online chatter to serious scrutiny.
Things were reversed. And there were this many verifiable lies that Charlie told regarding the murder, assassination of his wife. Charlie would be in prison awaiting trial.
Because if there was advanced knowledge floating around, that means conversations had to be happening somewhere. Information like that doesn't just appear out of thin air. Critics are saying the timeline doesn't feel random at all. You have Tracy claiming she had a sudden bad feeling. You have her daughter missing the gathering even though she was scheduled to be there. And at the same time, you have Erika publicly saying everything was fine and that Charlie was energized and excited. Those versions don't line up smoothly, and viewers are catching every gap. When multiple stories hit the public at once and don't fully match, people start asking questions fast. Still, it's important to separate online theories from actual evidence. Social media speculation is not the same thing as proof presented in court. Also, having ties to a country or speaking positively about a community does not automatically mean someone is involved in wrongdoing. That's where emotions can take over and blur the facts. But even with that said, the optics in this situation look messy to many observers. And in high-profile cases like this, perception can carry just as much weight as reality. When trust starts to crack, every small detail suddenly feels 10 times bigger than it really is. Tiny gaps turn into major red flags, and people begin dissecting every word, every move, every timeline. Right now, Erika is sitting in the middle of intense suspicion, non-stop speculation, and reported federal scrutiny. Until more verified facts come out publicly, that pressure isn't easing up, it's building day by day, and you can feel the tension rising. But the real question people keep circling back to is this: where exactly does Erika fit in all of this? She publicly claimed Charlie was excited and ready for the big day. Meanwhile, reports say her longtime friend Tracy and Tracy's daughter were anxious and chose not to attend the gathering at all. That contrast stands out sharply. If the mood was so positive, why were people in her inner circle reportedly uneasy? That inconsistency keeps popping up in discussions and breakdowns across social media. According to reports, investigators are looking into whether Erika may have given them a quiet warning to stay away. That idea has gained traction in certain circles, though it remains unproven. As for how she would have known anything ahead of time, some online critics are pushing a bold theory. They believe she may have been closer to high-level planning conversations than the public realized. At this stage, those claims are still speculation, but they are definitely fueling the firestorm surrounding her.
Been to Israel twice together. And to be able to walk in the place where our Lord walked and see the Bible come to life in Technicolor. How could you hate that place?
Supporters say that theory is straight speculation with no solid proof behind it. But skeptics are pointing to something different. Since the incident, people have been highlighting Erika's connections to Israel and her relationships with influential figures. In past interviews, she openly expressed support and sympathy for Jewish communities, speaking warmly and positively about the country and its people in several public settings. Some commentators, including Candace Owens, argue that those ties deserve deeper review from investigators. Others push back hard, saying that focusing on someone's cultural or political connections without direct evidence is unfair and crosses a dangerous line. They warn that assumptions like that can quickly turn into harmful narratives if they're not handled carefully. The debate has become loud and emotional, with both sides refusing to back down. There's very little middle ground right now. At the same time, reports claim authorities have taken action, and news has surfaced that Erika has been arrested. That development has only intensified the conversation, shifting it from online arguments to a situation people are watching very closely. So, this I found on internet. The internet claim suggested that Erika Kirk was allegedly arrested while trying to flee to Israel. Posts online and a YouTube video pushed the idea that she was attempting to leave the country to avoid trouble. The rumors gained more attention after Candace Owens referenced old screenshots during her show, which led more people to start talking about it. However, it's important to note that online claims like these often spread quickly without verified proof. As of now, there hasn't been confirmed public evidence from reliable law enforcement sources backing up the arrest story. At the end of the day, people want clarity. They want to know whether the claims match the facts. The next few weeks could be decisive as more information becomes public. Share your thoughts below. Stay locked in and keep watching as this story continues to unfold.